Okay, it looks like we're not going to have the 8 Ball live doubles, but this is another test stream to YouTube and also to the new live streaming website, which is called Kick. It's in beta and it has a very short delay, a shorter delay than Twitch. It's only 2 seconds. Very impressive as far as that goes. And we're watching a ladder match at the moment. We've got Steve-O UK against Chimpy, race to 7. 3 racks apiece at the moment, but I'm about to jinx Steve-O. So if you're watching on YouTube, do me a favour and go to my Kick channel, which when you're on Kick, you can probably find it by just typing in 9ball.com. I haven't a clue how it works, but if you're actually watching the stream, then if you've got a second monitor, put the stream onto your second monitor and get in the room and watch what the delay is. On my second monitor, it is barely 2 seconds. I mean, it is really quick, and that's probably the most impressive thing about it. Plus, at the moment, because it's beta, I'm able to stream in 1080 as well. Well, Semi-Pro is in YouTube, which is pointless because we know YouTube works. We want more people in the Kick channel, giving their opinion on how quick the response is from being in the room to watching it on the stream. It is very quick. I suppose it depends where you are. Well, when you think about it, Netherlands is another couple of 100 miles away from here to the east, so that's where the extra half a second comes from. But it's only 2 seconds for me. Well, that's the top of the hour, so the 8-ball doubles probably won't be going ahead. So what's happening in this match? We've got Chimpy with a 4-3 lead, and he's set up a 1-8 combo here. Is this in the 10-foot table, this? Or am I just used to, I think I'm just used to the bar table for the last few weeks. This table looks huge. It looks very big. Now the surprising thing is that looking at the live stream on Kick, I'm showing 0 viewers. Now that's either because people were on there and they've left, or that's not functioning properly. Let me just tab to do a quick refresh and see if it maybe updates. Hang on a minute. I'll do a quick refresh. And one other interesting thing I've noticed, that I can tab out and do a refresh of my second monitor. In fact, I haven't done a refresh. I've gone backwards to the home screen, which isn't very good. But when I watched the replay, I don't think it showed me tabbing out. Let me have a look now. The interesting thing also is that it is showing the old chat, but now the new chat that was there a minute ago has all disappeared, which is strange. So again, it's a bit buggy. It's bound to be because it's just in beta phase. But Steve-O is oh, I thought it was 3 apiece. It's not. It's 4-2 to Chimpy. So Steve was one behind. Let me do another quick refresh just to see this is working okay. Hang on. And when you look at the live stream, you'll notice that the game that I'm streaming is pure pool, for the simple reason that VP4, the message when Restream sets up the stream to both the channels, to Kick and YouTube, even though it recognises it on YouTube, it's not recognised on Kick that we're playing or we're watching Virtual Pool 4, because it's not a game that's listed and probably never will be. So whenever I'm live streaming to this Kick during this testing phase, the only game it does recognise is Pure Pool. That's the only pool game that they've added to the list. So it's not Pure Pool. Well, it is Pure Pool in a sense. Virtual Pool is you know, no help, no tracking lines, nothing. So that in a sense is why it's Pure Pool. Now I'm showing 6 viewers now that it's refreshed. So what we need is some chat working. Well, that time it was barely 2 seconds on the delay on the shot. 1. I don't even get to 2. Well, Steve-O has the table at his mercy, and he's going to have to just go forward. Now, you would check this a little bit just to keep the cue ball in line. Check it with left English, and that's well controlled. And so we've got a tied ball game here in this ladder match. Is it alternate break or winner break? I haven't a clue. I think it must be winner breaks then. I'm just assuming that, or it could just be Mark's break. So ball in the break. Look where the 9 ball is over that top left hand corner pocket. So Mark's got to be careful here, or Steve-O's got to be careful here. It is alternate break. He doesn't want to send that 1 ball anywhere in the direction of that 9 ball. And he needs, if he does that, he has to get the cue ball safe. Well, this isn't a gimme. It's a very thin backward cut into the side pocket, and it's an outward cut to the corner pocket. So same thing for Chimpy here. He doesn't want to hit this too hard, because if he does, this cue ball could end up running up the table, and it could give Steve-O a shot in this combo in the 9. This is where you've got to just be careful what you're doing, but he's done well, got the 1, cue ball coming around for the 2, and he will have the 3-9 combo for a quick win here. Just having a look to see where he roughly wants to be trying to get this cue ball. The cue ball's wanting to run away to the right here, but it may well come out into a reasonable line on this 3 ball. Welcome to semi-pro. So it should be a quick win here to regain the lead. Oh, he's going for the run out. He might regret that. He'll look like a numpty if he can't get out here. Well, he's got the cue ball into the heart of the table. Simple cut, no scratch on. And it will be Chimpy into the lead. So in that case then it will be Chimpy's break regardless if it's alternate break, because it was Steve-O's in the last rack. Yeah, I seriously thought this was a 10-foot table, because I've been watching nothing but that 8-ball bar table for the last couple of weeks. This looks huge compared to it. Well, Chimpy had a ball in the break, but no real shot in the one. He's left a combo in this 1-2 here, but the problem with that is the one's running towards the 3 probably, depending on the pace he hits this. Well, it's came back into the table, and it's maybe a bit of a thin cut though, and the 3 doesn't really go, so I think he was sort of trying to duck for cover there. Has he left enough of that one showing? I don't think he has. I'm not convinced you can get enough to cut that. But you can bank it. That was well done. Now, is it all out for the cut up the table, or again you could send us across the table, try and get it in the top rail. Well, Steve was going to have a shot in this 3 ball, but he's got to hit this in not much more than pocket speed to keep the cue ball at the bottom end of the table here for that 4 into the side. Which is what he tried, but he didn't get the pot. Got to get the pot first of all. Well, this could be Chimpy getting on the hill here. He really should be, of course. Loads of room. Now, does he want to try and get a hold of this 7 to come back for the 8 in the side, or is he going to let it run and open up? Well, he's let it run too loose, so now he's got a testy shot here, the cut or the bank, which is not quite as easy a bank, but he's hit that clean. So Steve-O's going to have it all to do. It will be his break next. You know, that's one thing I haven't looked at for a long time. Oh, cue ball. And it's going to go in anyway because the one's going to knock it in. Look, and every other ball's just went in. And that's game, set and match here, folks. Look at that for a break. The 1 ball's gone, the 5's gone, the 7's gone, the 8's gone. And the cue ball's gone. And ball in hand, it's going to be all over. They're probably cursing one another out on Discord at the moment. Well, it's not going to be quite over because this cue ball's going in the wrong direction here. He's got to get into it to maybe try and draw back and bump the 9 and have the 6 up the table, or he might do that and end up hooked. Oh dear, could see that coming. Still expect him to get this though. Yeah, not a problem. So it's going to be a 7-4 win. We'll need to have a look at the state of this ladder, because as I say, I've not looked at them for maybe, I don't know how many years. So it's a win for Chimpy on the 9-ball ladder. I think they're about the only 2 that play the 9-ball ladder from what I can see, because the 2 of them are at the top of it. Well, Chimpy's he's in a 17 match win streak. And I bet you all of them are against Mark. Travelling TT, GG Simon. I must admit I don't see many of them playing the ladder at any regular interval, so Chase one around, I've seen him playing a few. But oh, somebody's going to have to stop this this Chimpy guy in his 17 run win streak. He's won 717 matches. Oh, that's a disgrace. That he's dominating that ladder. How many's in it? There's 28 people in it, but I think there's only about 3 active on it by the look of it. Right, well, the doubles didn't go ahead, so I wonder if they're going to have a rematch. I could go in and jinx the both of them in the rematch. Oh, do you play others apart from Mark? I bet you play him a heck of a lot more than everybody else. See, I mind you, some of the guys might be playing when I'm in bed, so I don't see them all, but the two of you are more active when I'm online than anybody else. Well, let's have a look and see if there's going to be anything worth watching here. Who's in a room? I don't see anybody I know. I mean, there's names there I've never seen before. Bobo 666, Deadeye 1, never seen that one. There's a few of them I've seen. I've seen the names, that is. I don't think I've seen many of them playing. And there's others that are all strangers to me. Oh well, if there's going to be a rematch, then we'll drop in and we'll watch that one, and then we'll call it quits. I can get to bed early. Well, there's not a lot happening at the moment. I'm waiting on something that might be worth watching. So the rematch has been set. Chimpy breaking off in the first rack. He's come up dry. And Mark has got... Well, the first thing he has to do is get out behind that 2 ball. And that 8 ball might be the problem if he's going to try and come in behind it. Well, I haven't a clue what that was, but that certainly wasn't much of an attempt to get on the 2 ball. As he tried to use the 8 ball as a stopper, he could end up fluking it. Oh, he's going the other way. You could send this up towards a 9. Well, it ain't a combo. Oh, I'm not muted now. You should be hearing me loud and clear. Well, again, with this shot, you've just got to avoid the traffic. All you're really trying to do is get up into the top half of the table. So if you can avoid a bump here, then you're going to have a shot in the 3 ball, one way or another. And he's found a gap. Now, ideally, I would have wanted to be further out into the table, because that makes it so easy to go on the 4. Now it's not quite as easy, but again, there's plenty of room. And he's just got enough on the cue ball. Once again, it's going to go across the table twice here, back over to the right hand side, like that. And this could go 2 rails to get down onto the 6, or straight down onto the 6. Once again, it's about avoiding the 8 ball. Even if you hit the 8 ball, you're still bound to have some sort of sight on the 7. What's the angle like? Well, that angle's fine, he can come back. Or he could run and leave a higher cut in the 8 ball if he wanted to do that, but well, that is what he's going to do. Not quite the bedhead territory for a cut shot. Oh, that wiped his feet, but the pace let it drop. So Chimpy, on his break, wins the first rack, and Steve-O has to respond. Well, I think he's got the first part, because he's got a couple of balls in the break. The 2's gone, the 8's gone. Not quite a gimme as far as this 1 ball goes. Now, is he trying to get cover here? I think that's what I'd be trying to do. No, he's gone all out for the pot. He's going for the kill here. Well, I think he's got... I don't know whether he's going to take any of that 7 ball, but he's got to get off the rail and come down the bottom end of this 4. Well, he's took a chunk of the 7. But he doesn't really have much to do to get on the 5 off this 4. Cue ball's going to go in the right direction, but he's overcut the 4. And he hasn't left anything easy. I don't know whether the 4 banks past the 5. Let's have a quick look. Yes, it does. The bank is on, although Chimpy's trying to duck behind the 5. And he hasn't got there. Now Mark or Steve-O can certainly get distance on this 4 ball. And he's caught the point. Well, this is tough, but again, you're bound to have a shot in the 5 if you get it in. The only thing that will go wrong here is a scratch, but... And again, it's pocket weight that's letting that ball drop. Well, a number of months ago that ball wouldn't have dropped, because the pockets are running a bit easier now. Well, Steve will better get his act together a bit sharpish here. Well, this match is going to run away from him. He needs to get tactical, and he has to come up with some better safeties rather than trying to go all out. Got to come up good. Try and keep himself in this match. Chippy's stole that break. 2-0 up, breaking for the third rack. Cue ball's going, so Steve-O's got his chance. And again, a wide open table. Absolutely no excuse. The only problem he will have is from that 3 to the 5. So he has to stay the right angle on that 3 ball to drop down for this 5. And the other problem, of course, is if he's trying to get down on the short side of the 5, he's got to avoid hooking himself with the 8 ball. So he's got to get into a fairly tight space, because again, the 5 won't go past the 7. The 5 can obviously be played as a combo, but the 5 ball again then runs away up the table. So you should be trying to get onto the short side, but he's the wrong side of the 3. So that was a major objective there, was getting on the 3. He's going to be the wrong side, and he's got no option but to play the combo. This 5 ball, I think he has to hit this firm to get the 5 ball back in play here. Well, he was convinced he could squeeze that in. It was never going to go. There was never enough room for that to go. But if he'd got the major part of that run out right, which was getting top side of the 3, he would have had a far better chance of getting into that tight space. So it should be 3-0. And I think I'm jinxing Steve-O. I'm going to get the blame of it, obviously. 3-0. Now what's happened is Mark taking a bathroom break. Or is he falling asleep, or is he typing out his life story? Five and 6 ball have gone. No shot in the 1. The 1-3 aren't quite set. And 1 ball is going to stay in a potable position. And this should be 4-0. This is going to be a bloodbath, the way this is shaping up. I think it's getting to Steve-O's bedtime. I think he's like me, showing signs of wear and tear. Now what's happening? Again, we've got another. Oh no, the queue's moving now. Some messages are coming through. Where from? What, in Discord? Some messages are coming through not. Now I'm totally confused. Mark is setting up his account on here. Oh, is Mark going to be my first subscriber? I've got no subscribers as far as I know. Well, I didn't have. Did you? And I must have missed it. Aye, well, you know, teething problems with this being beta phase. I could accept that. There might be the odd problem. Well, Mark, could you be running this out? Well, that cue ball's running at a nice pace. Little bump in the floor comes in handy. He might be a bit hampered, I'm not sure. Let's have a look. No, he's fine. So this has got the angle just to bump out and have the 7 ball into the same pocket. You don't want to bump out too far. You don't want to bump out too square. He still should be fine. Let me just see if I can spam the lobby. Hang on a minute. Oh no, that I need to tab out. Hang on. I need to tab out for a second. I want to copy a line of text and paste it into the lobby. Hang on a minute. Almost there. See if we get anybody else dropping in. We're showing 5 viewers at the moment. I don't know whether that's VP4 viewers or whether it's new people on Kick having a drop in. But this is just a quick experiment testing to see the quality of the stream on Kick. We are not streaming pure pool. We are streaming virtual pool 4 on VP4 TV. Pure pool is merely there because Kick doesn't have virtual pool 4 listed as a game. And as I said earlier, probably never will, even though this game's been out for 12 years. So Mark's got himself off the mark. Mark is Steve-O, trailing by 3 racks to 1. Now this is a delicate one. Nice little cut. Pace of the cue ball running down nicely in the 4, wide open. But he should have his lead restored here in a minute, because this is just a join the dots again. And while this is going on, I'm just going to do a quick reminder to what viewers I do have. If you're new to my channel. Bear in mind the channel's just been set up today to test this. I do a lot of live streaming to YouTube of Virtual Pool 4 online tournaments, and we have the 8-ball bar table championship run at the moment. Good evening to Blind Hog. But we've got matches to cover over the next 2 days. Tomorrow night we have a one-loss side match between Bankster and Bedhead, and that will kick off at 7 PM British Summer Time. And then on Monday night we have a big match between Albinario and Cobra, a round 4 match kicking off at the same time on Monday night. I will be there for both of them, come hell or high water, and I will be streaming for the foreseeable future on YouTube and on Kick. Well, your chat is coming through, although that chat of course is from YouTube. So again, the Hogger, for your information on testing so far, the turnaround on this Kick channel is quicker than Twitch. It's about 2 seconds, and it'd be handy if you went to Kick to see what the delay's like from what you're seeing in the room to what you're actually seeing on the stream. I counted it as 2 seconds, barely more than 2 seconds. But again, you stick to whatever you're happy with. But any viewers who were regularly viewers on Twitch, well, VP4 TV won't be on there for a while. In fact, it might never be on there again, depends on what happens here. Many a thing's been in beta phase and then it never goes. So you're getting a 5-second delay, but of course you're 3,000 miles away over the ocean. Well, Chimpy's he's heading away into the distance here. It's a 5-1 lead. I don't know that Steve-O can get this 2-ball away without bumping it into the 5-ball. Well, he's had a slam, and well, if the 2-ball had a bit more legs on it, it might have went in, but it's ended up over the hole. One saving grace, of course, is the 3-ball's tied up. It's not going anywhere quick. It's right behind the 9-ball, so Chimpy's trying to get over and... Oh, this will be some shot. Oh, I thought he was going to get to the rail first there and just bump the 9 and finish on that 3. I'm still tabbed into the lobby. Oh, Blind Hog has arrived in the room. Oh, well now, what does Steve-O do here? 9 balls dead in the pocket. Same thing, same rules apply. Don't leave the cue ball below the 3-ball. Whatever you do, is he going for the thin cut? Because if he can get on the 4, he can bump that 9 in. And there's plenty of room to cut the 3. Well, what's Chimpy going to do? Is he going to bank the 4, or is he going to just take the easy gift here? Well, I haven't a clue what that was, but he's going to fluke it. Would you believe it? Well, that'll really annoy Steve-O. Oh, I'll tell you, there'll be, let's just say there'll be some banter going on in Discord right now. I'll tell you that straight away. And most of the abuse will be coming from Steve-O. And or did I get that wrong? Who actually shot there? I think I'm confused. I'm reading the chat and getting mixed up with who's at the table. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Chimpy's on the hill again. 6-1 up. Was that Matt that played that shot there and fluked it? Or was it you, Chimpy? Because I looked at the chat and then I looked back and then suddenly the name changed. I've got myself totally confused. It's that time of night again. Oh, it was you, yeah. Well, the big comeback has a possibility, but not where that 4-ball's sitting. Now, let's have a look at this 4-ball. Well, the 4-ball does go. That's provided you can pot the 3 in such a way and get the cue ball over on the short side of the 4. But if you've got every intention of running the table, well, he took a risk there. He's broke out the 4. Problem is he's got to come up with a shot in this 2. And the cue ball's going to end up dead. Well, believe it or not, that 3-ball does go into the other, and he's scratched. Well, hasta la vista, as they say. Well, Chimpy's unbeaten run's going to keep going here. If you can bank the 6-ball and let that cue ball run, or he could leave a potential bank in the 7, but he actually got right on the 7-ball. The obvious thing is the 6 didn't go in, but Mark's got it all to do. Now what you would want to do is hold the cue ball to cut the 7, but he's had a smash and bash, and of course he found the nearest hole. And I'm jinxing Steve-O good and proper right now. He's getting butchered here. Well, what's the delay then, like, Blind Hog? It must be quicker than YouTube, put it that way. Well, I think that'll be Mark done for the night. It's getting near his bedtime, as it is for me as well. But I hope you can join us for the match tomorrow night, and also on Monday. And if you can't be there, you can watch it at a later date. It will be on the playlist on YouTube for the 8-ball bar table world championship. There is a playlist all set for that, and you can catch up if you can't be around at the time. Right, is there anything else going to be worth watching? I don't think so. So I think that now's as good a time as any to pull the plug. Well, thanks for those joining on this new Kick streaming service. lots of features probably still to be added to this thing, but that'll be down the road. I think they're probably looking at the stability of the thing and how it handles, and certainly the streaming quality is good. The delay's very good in comparison, certainly to YouTube, and also slightly better than Twitch for the time being. So I'm going to be live streaming both of these matches, the one on tomorrow night and the one on Monday night. So I will see you then, and until then, and until we meet again, take care, and we'll bid you good night, and thanks for watching.